they're either doing it unknowingly or knowingly. See, when they're doing it knowingly, yeah, that standing around and not doing nothing or turning the other, that they're onto you, innit? They're onto you, innit? Like if an abuser, it's never the person who's being abused their fault. Otherwise, we go by Afia Rose ones where we believe the victim is the person that's getting hit. Yeah, whether that's a man or a woman. So if you're getting hit, at what point of getting hit are you allowed to defend yourself? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and what are you calling defense? Because
no, but exactly that's where it gets
but
you could do something out of defense that could hurt her.
right. So when it's the way,
that's why I would say as a man you shouldn't.
So when it's the way of the man abusing the woman, she's allowed to stab. She's allowed. There's not much women just like they've killed the man, and that's their excuse for it.
Because naturally women are weaker than men.
So that's when I asked you. So in this scenario where the woman's bigger than the guy, because that girl Lily's like, I don't know, 14 stone, and my man's what, 8 stone, 9 stone.
Then you're gonna have to duck, bob, and weave.
Duck, bob, and weave. So where has
sidestep and lock yourself?
So where has the logic gone of the person who's bigger, or when it's the man, he's naturally bigger and strong? So my whole thing is when we turn it around, everyone makes these assumptions and they try and take away from, oh no, duck and weave. So why can't she duck and weave?
Because she can't.
Why can't she? There's women boxers.
That's not how women are naturally.
But there's women boxers.
Yeah, but that's because they're training. That's it. But men.
But when you when you say how a woman is naturally, in a woman's defense, she's saying that I can do anything a man can do. So where does that go?
Yeah, but we all know that's a lie.
But if we know that's a lie, how come we're giving them equal pay, 50-50?
It's tokenism, innit? It's not real.
But it is real because they're getting 50-50, like the same.
Yeah, but not everyone. It's tokenism.
No. If a woman has the same qualifications as you, she's getting the same P. So in bare aspects of life, it's 50-50, it's 50-50. But when it comes to domestic violence, it's not 50-50. If the woman's committing domestic violence against the man, there's bare rules and isms and skins that are getting thrown into the mix.
But do you know what it is? Obviously, I don't think like in terms of like how society wants me to think, or how Western society wants me to think. And I think from like an Islamic perspective, innit? So like as Muslims, we are taught that women are naturally created weaker than men.
But it's got nothing to do with who's weaker.
No, but this is what I'm saying, innit? So this is my point. If you do something that, let's say you're defending yourself, let's say you give her a bang, let's say she's giving you like 20 slaps and like you've had to firm 20 slaps, your face is all red and that, you're gonna smack her up.
No, but why? Why can't you just slap her back?
That anger could do serious.
No, but you're going to the far extreme.
People should just avoid these toxic.
No, but you can't avoid it. If someone slaps you, there's always a first time for everything. There's no way you knew the slap was coming. But what my whole thing is we always go to the far extreme. If she's slapping you, then you end up stamping on her neck. What if you just slapped her back? In the eyes of the Lord, that's wrong.
The most you can do is duck, bob, and weave.
Duck, bob, and weave. So that means you're living in injustice. You're living in an imbalance.
No. If you have a relationship like that, then you chose to live in injustice. So that's your fault.
No, but there's a first time.
Yes, that is
there's a first time for everything. So it's not.
I can't lie. There's a lot of couples that don't have that.
No problem, but there's a lot of.
You should know if your partner's.
No, but listen to this. There's a lot of couples that do. So, and in all of those situations, the person didn't come to them as a domestic violence. Sometimes domestic violence is built up through
but there's signs.
Not necessarily.
Yes, sometimes there is.
No, because there's a thing called midlife crisis. There's a thing called like the longer you go in a relationship, pressures of the relationship. There are some people are just, they came to the relationship like that, innit? Like whatever. And in all of these ones that we're giving, in my mind, you're talking about a man like that's got all these problems that's hitting. But my problem is when it's the other way around, there's too many excuses, too many allowances, because at the end of the day, a black eye is a black eye. Whether you got it by mistake, whether you got it on purpose.
So wait. So you're telling me that she can smack up Pinky? Is that what you're telling
No,
me?
I'm not telling you that. But what I'm telling you is,
Because he's small,
no,
you
what?
think she can
No,
smack
that's
up
not
Pinky?
what I said. I said because he's small, she's made the assumption that she can, and if she did, guys will be putting it on him. Well, you're a man. It doesn't matter. What I was trying to get across on the RTM show is that domestic violence isn't always between boyfriend and girlfriend. Sometimes it's between parent and child. Sometimes it's between child and child. Like, you know what I mean? Because the actual word domestic doesn't mean boyfriend and girlfriend. It means someone you know closely. So you could be getting beat by your parents unjustifiedly. That's domestic violence. You could have an older brother that's just going mad. That's domestic violence. You like even down to the point of you hitting your dog unlawfully or something. It's domestic violence. And if you want to get deep on it, there's a person that when the Prophet Muhammad walked through heaven and hell, the first question when he came out of hell, he said, "Why are there so many women there?" He also said that I saw a woman getting punished by a cat. And he said, "Why was that?" And the angel said to him that, "Oh, that's because she denied the cat of its rights." He said, "What were those rights to eat vermin of the earth?" And then she tied the cat up like it was a dog. So domestic violence, there can never be an excuse for the abuser. We make too many allowances for somebody based on some. There's no. If you had a job interview tomorrow and somebody gave you a black eye by accident, just went behind them, they elbowed you, you still have to wear shades. There's no, so like, you know what I mean? There's just too much allowance. I fully get it. I'm not saying that man should pump up women and that, but I just think women should be held to the same account as men when they do the same offense. I still believe that if a woman calls rape and there was no rape, she should go jail. I believe that, like, you know what I mean? Justice should be equally served the same way payment is equally served, the same way blessings are equally served. Yo.
All right, cool. So in the same situation that you asked me, like, what would your advice be to someone? Let's say they were going through that as a man, like they're experiencing.
What they're going as a man,
Like, what would you tell them?
Okay, so there's many different scenarios of this. Like, so for instance, if you just got with the girl, it's different to being the actual offense is no different. But imagine if you're with her for 20 years, my advice will be different to the person who you've just got with the girl. You don't need, just walk away, innit? Like, obviously defend yourself in that situation. Don't let no one bash it, man, woman, or beast. It's like if a dog's attacking you, kill the dog. Don't say kill the woman, but defend yourself from that attack. You know what I mean? But if you've been with them for a long time and it's something that's built up, that there could be, like, this might not be who the person is. You might be able to because people make mistakes in it. So say for instance, you're with a girl, you've been with her for a long time, I don't know, she's on her 4th kid or whatever the situation is that's led her to do this. Yes, if you're not being, your life's not in danger or something. Remember, some women attack with knives, some women attack with whatever, but just like I said, you can always, if you are physically stronger than her, just hold her wrist. But for how long? For how long? Like, you know what I mean? So if you can get out of that situation without having to throw hands, then get out of it. But if you're in a situation, because some abuse is abuse, if it's not, because domestic abuse is this different to domestic violence. Someone might slap someone once. It was the first time they slapped someone in their relationship. Somehow you managed to talk about it. Don't fucking do that. Da, 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 da. She saw the anger. Maybe you broke the side or whatever. Then that's different to someone abusing you. Every Friday, the guy comes home from work, from the pub. Where's my dinner? Slaps. That's abuse. If it's something no one's addressing or standing to accountability for, then that means it's going to happen over and over again, and no one should put themselves through. And like they say, a mistake repeated is a choice. You know what I mean? So you always have the choice to not be in this relationship.
So basically, you're saying that if it's happened once, yeah, Like you should stay. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying you should stay. I'm saying that anyone who hits you, you should defend yourself. So hit back. I'm not scared to say it. Hit back, because hitting back, you're now looking at the reaction rather than the action. If you don't want to get hit, then don't hit. You should never hit somebody, man or woman, without expecting to get hit back. Because if you did it to someone outside of your relationship, you've got no control if they hit you back. If you go to a bus stop and just slap some man in his face and he slaps you back in your face, how can he be in the wrong? How?
No,
Don't
I hear
slap.
you.
Yeah,
But
don't
what I'm
slap him, you
saying,
won't get slapped.
what I'm saying is, yeah, like obviously that's the situation of it happening at the moment, innit? But what I'm saying is like, what is the outcome? Are you telling that person to stay in their relationship and risk their own safety?
So
Is
now,
that what
once
is that
they
what
get,
you're
yeah,
saying?
no, so now there's domestic violence and domestic abuse is different. So, for instance, if anything happens in your relationship that you can learn from, grow from, and we grow and learn from mistakes. So if something's happened and it's led to that on either side, man or the woman, I'm saying that there is a possibility that you can learn from that mistake, like not do it again or whatever. Because remember, no one knows the circumstances that led up to that. And if I'm not talking about the guy who's mentally insane and the girl's done nothing. This is when we think of these things, we always put people in this bracket of the woman's done nothing wrong, the guy's bang out of order, and That's fine. We've passed judgment on that guy. But where the problem starts is when we switch the roles around and we're not finding that same judgment for the woman. So that means
No, but let's be real, yeah.
Go on, be real. I don't know, you've cut out, I can't hear you. No, you might have to drop down a Wi-Fi that disconnect to reconnect, because I believe you're speaking and I can't hear you. No, you sort of come back a little bit. Wi-Fi that, but you got Green Life. I think you're still here. Still, I heard something. Yeah, he's gonna reconnect to disconnect. Yeah, but like I said, yes, domestic violence or domestic abuse is a very sensitive or touchy subject. Yeah, but what's made it sensitive and touchy is because we only ever hear about men committing these things or whatnot, and then 9 times out of 10, it's the far extreme pub guy, and so it's so wrong that there's not. But in the majority of these situations, it's that actually happen in real life. There's but a bit of give and take. There's a point where either one of them could have walked away. So yes, on paper, if you can see it going that way, you should walk away. But
No,
yeah,
but my AirPod, obviously it's my AirPods in it, like
yeah,
the volume's bare low. But what I'm saying is, yeah, one time is enough to make the person feel unsafe in it. So I don't think like you should always give the advice that the person should stay, because one time is enough to make them
but
feel
I'm not.
unsafe.
But you keep
And if
saying
they
that.
did it once, if they
You
did it
keep
once,
saying that I'm
again.
saying that you should stay. That's
No,
not.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that obviously you said like sometimes it could be like
Yeah,
something that they can learn from in it, but that's
yeah.
not the feeling for everyone in it. One time is enough to make them feel unsafe, and obviously they don't want to stay in it. They don't want to give them a second chance in it, and
Yeah, and that's
rightfully
fine.
so. That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's fine. But and what you're basically saying is trust is something that's built up for many of years and can be taken away in a second. We know this, but not every relationship. There's people. Both parties are without accountability. Sometimes, and in not every, like in the majority, or I wouldn't say the majority, 'cause I don't know the numbers on these things. But there is a part the woman plays to that. There is because there's a thing called being an antagonist. There's a thing called, so sometimes, like I said, in the beginning of a relationship, boundaries may not have been reached or set or whatnot. And some people that you're not everyone gets together and it's their first relationship. So some people bring some of the trauma of their old relationship into the new relationship. So if they've been in a toxic relationship where these things, and then there you're with someone who's new on both sides, man or woman, then you're going to have to learn each other's boundaries, or learn that what was acceptable maybe in the past may not be acceptable in the future. Then
No, but you could, like you said, you could get you could get with someone, yeah, and you could not know about their past and not know that they've projected violence onto their previous partner. So you could not know about those things, and
What
it's like
about if their
shown
violence?
to him.
What about if their violence is being projected onto them, and like you said, if you said once is enough to say someone not again. So say for instance, you've been in an abusive relationship, however abusive that was, like yeah, and now you've gone into a new relationship. You might just something might just trigger you straight away. Say that for instance, like the last person they hit you with something, and now women. They're not always. She might just be messing about. She's just holding the hoover pole above your head, like I'll hit you at the end of the. But you've got PTSD, so you fly kicked her, or you just kicked her away from you. But the only offense that happened was you kicking her. But that holding the hoover pole above you is not going to be taken into account. Obviously, that's a bit extreme in it. She held the hoover, but who told you could hold hoover pipes above me?
Yeah, but I feel like that's when what you said comes into play in it. Like you should be able to speak about your past relationships with your partner in it, and obviously tell them that you have trauma in it, and this is where it comes from. And if you do anything, like this is why they should understand where it's coming from.
Now, I gave you a scenario of basically in a playful situation. So there's no anger there. There's no emotion just clouding your view. They say you cannot act rational in an irrational situation. We always keep acting like the woman's not the abuser, like the woman's not the person. Because remember, like I'm from like a West Indian community where the women are slightly big, where the women are slightly violent, where the women, not all, like you get me, not all, but yeah, like you get handsy women, bro. Like you get women like that, like I said, they stab. What do you do when you're faced with a woman who's got a knife?
You use footwork.
Footwork? What if you don't have footwork?
Then that's on you, innit? Why have you got to a certain age and you don't have footwork?
No, but why do you need footwork in a relationship?
Life skills.
Yeah, but like I said, what if your life skills are just knocking someone out? You've got that. That's every time you face danger. That's
Then
what you
you're
did.
shit. Then you're shit. Then like, what the fuck? You've not been life.
No, you're
You've not been
simping.
life skilled.
No, what you're doing is simping. Like, yeah, you're just making.
No,
No, you're
you're
simping.
bugging. You're
You're
bugging.
simping. You're simping. So I tell you
When
why.
said
Yeah?
simping.
I can put you in front of girls who can literally beat you up. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
then I'm footworking it.
I hear that. It's about footwork in the bathroom, footwork in in the kitchen where the argument.
Why is a woman in a men's toilet in the first place?
No, I said bathroom.
You're
I didn't
giving
say toilet.
unrealistic
No.
scenarios.
No. You said toilet. I said bathroom. Men and women share bathrooms. Men and women do share bathrooms, bro.
Mind games.
No, but they do. The 99. Where do arguments kick off?
Why is a woman stranger coming into
No,
my
I never said.
bathroom?
You're adding words now. You're saying stranger. Why would there be a stranger in your yard? How can you have?
Because this is the point. This is
No,
the
but
point.
you can't have domestic.
No. But Connor. This is the point. If you know your partner, then you're gonna feel comfortable enough to go in the bathroom, innit?
No, but
Know that they're not gonna
you're
do
going
that.
everywhere with your points. 1 minute you're saying
No, there
stranger.
must be a stranger.
No, but you're saying stranger. You're saying partner. You're saying bare things. Which one is it? Because you can't have domestic violence with a stranger. The word domestic means
Connor. Have you got footwork? Yes or no?
Bro, you're making too many excuses away from the point that we're actually conversating on. You're asking me about if I'm a boxer or not. Having footwork is become from training boxing. What a part of footwork is in a relationship, bro. So if you can use footwork, why can't you use handwork? You're telling me I can use everything. I can use head work. I can bob and weave. I can use footwork and that. Why can't she just not hit? How about that? How about that? Why are you making it so okay for women to hit? Like, you know what I mean? That's the point that no one ever addresses. That it's wrong for a woman to hit just as much as it's wrong for a man to hit. Stop making these excuses, because that means you haven't been involved in domestic violence. Because you wouldn't like it if you came home and your dad was always sitting on the side smacked in from your mum. You would start thinking he's not a man. You wouldn't rate that he's turning away. You wouldn't rate all these things. So stop making these excuses that are unrealistic. In reality, if 50-50 equal rights and opportunities means keep your hands to yourselves as human beings.
No, but obviously I'm not making excuses in it, but I'm just saying I can only speak for myself in it.
Yeah,
like,
but have you ever been involved?
You told me what would You told me what would I do in that situation.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
no, but
telling you
here's the next
footwork,
question
innit?
I'm asking you. Have you ever been involved in domestic violence as the abuser or the
No, because
victim?
I know my partner.
No, it's
Why
not.
would I
No, it's
want?
not about because. It's
Why
not
would I ever be in?
anything. I just want to know if you're talking
Oh
from.
yeah, yeah. I hear
I
you.
always want to know if
No,
you're.
never, never,
Yeah,
never.
so that means
But
that
I
the.
know people, but I don't know
No, that means you're talking
who've
from a.
been victims.
You're
No, I
talking.
know people who've been victims.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, in this circumstance, I'm like, you need to, like, you don't need to, but I'm saying it would, like, knowing, just knowing a victim's point of view isn't the full point of
So
view.
Chronic, who in your family has been and has had experience of domestic
Me.
violence?
Let's start there. Me.
So you've been attacked before, yeah?
No, 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 no. I said I've been involved in it. I've been attacked. I've witnessed it. Like, I could say bare things. My mum. I could say, like, so where does that leave us?
Yeah, but obviously, man's not picking up girls from the slums, innit? So it's a bit different.
No, my mum's not from the slums. You're going mad.
No, I'm saying relationship wise.
No, but it's got nothing to do with the persons from the slums, because now that I'm telling you, because the same thing I was saying on the white, because this all started from people asking me, why did you make the song domestic violence? So now when I say to people that, okay, I was in a woman's refuge with my mum, so where does that leave us? Where does that leave us now? Because you're trying to
Mind
make
games.
no, but it's not mind games. It's just that life experience is not as black and white as someone who's never been in damn situations talking on it like they know anything about it. So, but like, because my whole point is, I can talk about what I like because I only ever talk about my life experiences and things I have knowledge on. So when people try to debate me and they've got no knowledge on those situations, you're just chatting. You're just chatting. You know what I mean? So, because when it gets dark for everyone, it's like when they look, and I say, yes, I have been involved in domestic violence. Oh, you must be the abuser. No, no, no. I was in a woman's refuge with my mum. She was involved in it. Oh, you're talking about picking up
Yeah,
from the
but
slums.
I know someone who's been a victim of domestic violence as well. So
Yeah, yeah. There's many different
you know what I'm saying?
circumstances. Yeah, but in all of these
Like
circumstances,
not just by knowing them, like knowing of them, like
yeah, but
actually
in
knowing them.
all of
Someone
these,
close to me, innit?
yeah, but
Someone close
that's
to me,
fine. That's
and
fine.
I wouldn't say the relation, innit? But
Yeah, no, no, that's
obviously
fine. That's fine.
someone
That's
close to
fine.
me, innit?
But what I'm trying to say is, where was their footwork?
Would you say?
Where was their footwork?
But they're a woman. That's the thing.
Yeah, where was her footwork? There's women
No, I
boxers
hear
that
you
have
still.
footwork because you got footwork from going boxing.
No,
So,
but obviously then it goes back to my point, innit? Like women or not, they're not naturally like that, innit?
yeah, so why are you saying that a man has to have footwork or head work?
Because a man is a man and a
No,
woman
but
is a woman.
you're saying naturally because but in some circumstances it's not the natural balance that you're saying where the man is bigger than the woman. Some women are bigger than men. Some women are more boisterous than men. Some men remember if a
No,
man
I hear you still.
some men have been brought up to never hit a woman, turn the other cheek, even if she's got a knife in your back. But that's not always the circumstances, isn't it? And in England, is the law is set up for women, so they can. You know how many women lie? Do you know how many women lie? So
No, that's true. That's
yeah,
true
yeah.
still.
So I'm sorry, and people can spin it how they want to spin it. I'm just one of those guys that believes in equal rights and justice for all. If you pick up your
Black
hand, if you
Black
pick,
Kings UK, this one's for you.
that's fine. They're not here now. But like, if you pick up your hand and hit, you must expect to get hit back because it's not nice to be hit, and that goes on both sides. I don't care what anyone says. You can't talk because it's not always the pain of the angle you go in on it. Oh, you're bigger than her. It's not really going to hurt that much. Well, what about the disrespectful side of it? What about if you're sitting at a table and she just chucks the drink in your face in front of your parents? What about all the reasons that? Because remember, violence, yeah, it's not tapped down to men and women. A disrespectful act is a disrespectful act. If something hurts, it hurts. You can't always say it don't hurt because I know women that are bigger than men that if they punch you in your face, it's definitely going to hurt. You're definitely going to get a black eye. And then some women that who are they might be smaller, but they might do something disrespectful. They just scratch you in your face. They just do that. So I just need to know that if a man does it, no matter how light it is, he just pushed her and she went all into the TV and that. That's not good enough. You're a man, she's a woman, you shouldn't have done it. So where is that law for women where you just shouldn't have done it? You just shouldn't have put your hands on anyone. Don't say that it was light or it couldn't have hurt, but then that you're taking out of the disrespectful part of it. What if I don't like getting hit by anyone? What if it did hurt? All of this, it don't hurt stuff. Yeah. What if it did hurt? What if she punched you in your neck and you couldn't breathe for a bit? What like, you stop acting like it's not 2024 and women know how to get you out of it. You know what I mean? But like, and for years, men have not had a voice when it comes to being violented on, when it comes to like antagonizing, when it comes to fucking with your mental health. You might just fuck your brother. Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't have did it here, but she should have done that as well then. You know what I mean? So, like I said, yeah, it's a sensitive subject. No one likes to look at it from that point of view, but by not looking at it from all aspects, it allows injustice to happen. There's women getting away with domestic violence for fun. And then men are led to believe that you're a pussy-o if you go feds. You're a pussy-o if you hit back. You're a pussy-o amongst men if you walk away. So what? Just take abuse. So when is it not abuse? And this is what we need to stop doing, looking at things through just one side of the glasses. Look with both eyes, and both people need to be held to account. Because a man could be getting hit for years. He hits back once, she goes feds. But he's not going feds all them 1,000 times. And that's not being held into account that when was going to be the last time you hit me? I think you're hitting me for life. Oh, you should walk away from a kid or your relations or whatever, because not always a first-time relation. You just met each other today, domestic violence, and you could walk away. What if it's like 8 years in? What if it's 7 years in? What if you're 4 kids in? What if they weren't always hitting you, and then now they've started? Because people that, like, you know what I mean? What I mean? It's not as simple as just walk away. What if the man's the breadwinner and everything's in it? There's so much situation, but the point is, domestic violence is always wrong. But it can't be wrong just if the male commits it. That means the act of domestic violence is not wrong. It's just if a male that, nah, stop this, bro. Because that's leading women to believe they can throw their hands around. Or they can get their brother. Oh, what if you don't have no brothers and then somehow she's not lying and she gets her brother to beat you up? Is that not still domestic violence? What if you was actually in the right?
Fam, you're just moving like girls are like Floyd Mayweather level.
No,
Like,
but I just gave you an example.
Not that deep, Chronik.
No, it is that deep. Shall I tell you why?
Chronik, they're not Floyd Mayweather level, bro.
But you're not listening to understand, because the last example I gave you was her calling her brother. So what now? Is that not domestic violence?
Sorry, I was doing something.
No, you just weren't listening because you just hearing from a simp's point of view. But what I'm trying to say,
yeah, sit on.
Yeah. So what happens when you're in the right and she calls her brother to enforce her wrongness and he beats you up? What then? Is that not domestic violence?
What, her brother beating me up?
Her brother beating you up for something you and her... No, listen to understand. For something that you and her argued about. But you was in the right. I don't know, you stayed there a couple extra hours at work. You came back, she thought you was at a girl's house. She threw a drink in your face. You held her wrist.
I'm smacking up her brother, innit?
No, but you saying
That's
that.
Different.
You're
That's
saying
different.
that. No.
That's her brother.
You're not. Listen to the scenario. Don't create a scenario. The scenario is her brother smacked you in. Yeah, the injustice is in that.
That's not gonna happen though.
See, you're not. You're
no, because that's not fair. Because
but you're basing it. But you're basing it on yourself, not the scenario. I need your advice. Because you've never been in the situation, so you can't base it on yourself. So in this scenario, where the girl and you and the girls got into an argument, you're in the right. But to enforce whatever she's enforcing, maybe she tried to hit you, held her wrist, it didn't work. She calls her brother and lies. Like, she says whatever she needs to say for him to go, and he comes and smacks you in. Is that not domestic violence?
No, but I'm getting my get back on the brother, innit?
How? If he can beat you up once, he can beat you up twice.
No, I'm boring him up.
Now you're boring him up. So then now you're in jail for, let's just say, anything from 5 years to 10 years. But you was actually in the right. Where's your justice? What should happen to the woman for that?
My games. No, this is my games.
No, but I need an answer,
I can't do this.
Yeah, why can't you do it? Because it's not fitting your narrative.
I can't do this.
Because it doesn't fit your narrative. That's why. I see when people that have narratives, yeah, they just turn a blind. They just fail to see. They just fail to see. Do you mean? But in that scenario, what happens then? Because everyone's got a brother. So why are you smacking up the brother and not getting your sister to smack her up? Because once again, she goes without punishment. Once again, like, oh, the two brothers should fight, he should die, you go jail. But what happened to her? She just dared do it to the next person. So that's what I'm saying. You never ever addressing the actual abuser. We're always going to the reaction. Yeah, put the guy in jail for stabbing up the brother. Yeah, but what about the girl? That's always going to be my point. Otherwise, we're not looking at domestic violence properly. Simple. But like I said, touchy subject. But if we don't talk on it, or you don't look on it and that, or we only ever talk from a woman's perspective, then there's males that are being abused that have got their cries are going on deaf ears. They're suffering in silence. I know that's hard to believe for bare people, but I've seen it. I've seen it both ways. So when I talk on domestic violence, everyone can't always go, oh, you must have committed domestic violence to even know anything about it. No, you're just a simp. You're just a simp and you're scared. Like, or you just haven't experienced enough, or why you're not even. I don't wish anyone to experience anything in that world, but when you've seen any of that world, you will know that it's not what everyone keeps on saying. This on paper, this 5'4" woman versus this 6'2" guy, and rare. Come on, bro, man. This is 2024, bro. This is 2024. Everyone has to live by the same rules. Everyone keep your hands to yourselves, or you run the risk of being slapped back. Being slapped back could never be worse than slapping first. That's all I'm saying. That, yeah, stop. Like, come on, bro. Like, I mean, how?